Brought to you by Kindness of Cancer Mixture, a solution for your arthritic pain. Discover Cancer Mixture, the breakthrough formula designed to support joint comfort and mobility. And for bulk purchase, you contact our office on 0244 871 862 and Okaishi office on 0244 683 583. Cancer Mixture, a world devoid of sickness. Welcome. Our conversation today is on neglected tropical diseases, NTDs for short. And so these are preventable infections that burden Ghana's rural poor due to inadequate wash. And Ghana has eradicated guinea worm. This was done in 2015, trachoma in 2018, and sleeping sickness in 2023, with a sharp decline in others via mass drug administration and some surveillance. And in studio, we're going to be having a conversation with someone who is at the helm of helping to eradicate these NTDs and also create awareness. Her name is Dr. Nana Konama-Kote. She's programs manager for Buruli Ulcer and Yours Eradication Program, Ghana. Good morning, Doc. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
Yeah, how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been busy, but the usual.
Yeah, it's normal. It's normal to you, huh? Okay, so let's begin. First, give us a brief education. When we say NTDs, what are they?
NTDs are, they used to be 20. They are preventable diseases that are endemic. They usually affect the poor.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now we've added one.
Okay.
So now we say 21.
21.
21, but they used to be 20 for a long time.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and the last one is what we call NOMA.
Norma.
NOMA, N-O-M-A.
N-O-M-A.
That has been
what's that condition?
It's an infection of the bone of the gum.
Okay.
An infection, and goes into the bone, so it destroys part of the bone, and your face becomes deformed. So it's basically an I don't want to use medical jargon, but it's an osteomyelitis of the mandibles and the maxillary bones.
Those are huge words.
Yes, so your bones, the bones in your mouth, the gum, the teeth.
Yes.
You know, we have these bones that the teeth are fixed onto.
Oh, right.
So they become infected. So if you have what you call toothache or something,
okay,
it can end up in NOMA.
Okay. Is that what we see for some people, that you sort of see that the face are sort of twisted?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
And then you see some deformities around the mouth.
Okay.
And then the face becomes deformed. Yeah.
Okay. So, Doc, please, can you tell us which conditions make up the 20? Now that we know that the 21 is normal, which conditions are the common ones?
21, but we have 14 that are endemic in this country.
When you say endemic, what
yeah,
do you mean?
usually you find them in this country. Okay. But what I must say that you don't find these diseases in all districts in the country. We find them in pockets in the country. So some districts may have 1 or 2. Okay. Some will have 4, some will have 5, depending on the situation.
Okay.
In Ghana, you've mentioned 3 already that have been eliminated. That's trachoma, guinea worm, and then heart, sleeping sickness, heart. Yes. You also have LF, lymphatic filariasis. That's lymphatic filariasis.
Okay.
We have schistosoma.
Okay.
We have onchocerciasis.
Okay.
That's blindness, rubber blindness. Okay. Then we have, I want to mention some of scabies. Okay. We have rabies. Rabies is an NTD. Dog bites. Yeah. We have snake bites. It's also an NTD. Then we have Buruli, we have yours. Okay. We have cutaneous leishmaniasis. There are many.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe we have leprosy. Okay. These are common ones. Intestinal worms. We have soil transmitted. We call them soil STH, soil transmitted helminthiasis. Okay. So these are all NTDs.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go back to the success stories, the 3 that have been eradicated. So guinea worm was eradicated in 2015. For instance, tell us about it. and how the program that eradicated it.
In NTD'S, we have the pieces. I want to explain a few things. We have the pieces that are preventive chemotherapy, NTD'S, and those ones we use drugs and mass. So we use MDs, mass administration of drugs, to manage them.
Okay.
And we use these drugs to prevent the disease from occurring.
Okay.
And then we have the CMs, that's the case management. We manage them case by case, individuals. And so we had the NTD'S as a program, and then we have case management. So we used to have the case management, like every disease had a program. Okay. Those ones that you handle the individuals. Okay. And so guinea worm was one of them. And heart was also one of them. And we still have the heart program around. So we
Is heart the same as sleeping sickness?
Sleeping sickness is human African trypanosomiasis.
Okay.
That's the
okay.
So when you see heart, it's the same as sleeping sickness.
Okay.
Yes.
What causes that? What causes sleeping sickness?
It's a bite from a fly.
What fly? Is it what fly? What fly causes sleeping sickness?
I will tell you it's a sandfly.
Okay. So what?
We may not be able to identify it. Okay. So the details, it's a fly. Okay. So you get a bite from the flies. And they occur where there are, these animals grazing, cows and cattle. Okay. And so they bite the animals, infected animals. They come and bite human beings if they have it. So they have two, their sexual reproductive cycle. Okay. We have two. One goes on in a human being, one goes on in the animals. And so if it's ripe, these insects don't bite us because they want to give us disease. We should get all that right. Okay. They want to get their food.
It's just food?
Yes. So they take blood meals. And so they bite the animal. In order not for the blood to clot, they will spit into it to avoid the blood from clotting so that they get their meal. Okay. And so if they have the infected aspect, that will can continue with the reproductive cycle in a human being, and then it goes on. So we say infected fly. Okay. And then if they bite, an infected fly will bite somebody, and the person will get the disease. And the insects may not also be infected, but they go and feed on an infected human being, and then it goes on like this. And so it continues in the insect, and then the human being or the animal that is bitten. Okay.
So and this sickness is still around? Sleeping sickness is still
sleeping
here?
Sickness, no, it can be around. But so far, we've eliminated it in this country. Okay. But because of travel. Okay. People travel around. Right. So you cannot just say that we have eliminated in this country, so we are not going to do anything about it. So we do what we call surveillance. Okay. So these diseases that we have supposedly eliminated.
I'm curious. What does a sleeping sickness look like? So when you get infected, how do you act when you're infected with it? You walk, sleep, and
yes. Then you are feeling drowsy, you sleep, that kind of things, and so at that stage we can help you. But sleeping sickness actually is a disease that can kill. Some of these NTD'S, most of them don't kill, but some do kill. Okay. Yes.
Right. Okay.
But now we don't have it around, so what we do is we do surveillance. We have sentinel sites for that one. Okay. And so when people come, and we randomly pick them and then test. But so far we have not been able to get a positive case for some. After.
Right. And you have been with the Buruli-Ulcer and yours program for maybe over a decade.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe over a decade. Okay, yes. So how's that doing? How are we doing as a country when it comes to Buruli-Ulcer and yours?
Buruli-Ulcer, the program started in, I think, year 2000. And that was because of what we found. There were a lot of cases around. And so the program was formed in 2000. That time we used to have a lot of cases. And I will say that I don't know whether you heard of the Agro-Yesum case, if you've heard of that. Some media men reported this Buruli-Ulcer at that time.
Right.
It became a global problem here. So in 1999, there was a case search, case search nationally, a whole, we call it prevalence study.
Okay.
And then we found out that at that time we had 110 districts in this country, but then 90 of them had Buruli ulcer. So we use the word endemic. We're endemic for Buruli ulcer. But over the years, you know, as usual, things dwindled down, and so people stopped reporting. And I think I should say that a lot of NTDs don't cause pain initially. They don't. And so people don't report. Most of us go to hospital because we have pain.
Okay.
Even if you have a swelling and it's not painful, people will ignore them until they start causing pain, or they distract their activities, or they prevent them from performing some functions. And so people will not report. So Buruli ulcer, over the years, the reportage went down, and as I speak now, we don't even have 50 districts reporting, though the districts have increased. We have 261 districts, but we don't even have 50 reporting. But one thing I can tell you is that because it doesn't cost me, they don't report. But when you go into the district to do a case search, to look for the cases, you'll find them.
Okay. So, Doc, does this mean that for all NTDs, do they present the same symptoms then, like initially? Because so you don't feel pain for any of all the ones you've mentioned?
Yes. For them, that is why people don't report. Like snake envenoming, like that, it's because somebody is bitten by a snake and the person is afraid to die. That one they will report.
Okay.
Rabies, when the dog bites you, you go and report. But then it's not common. But over the years, because I mean we don't have the antidote for it. Not that we don't have. People get dog bites, and it's difficult to get the anti-rabies and all those things.
Why is it difficult?
It's not in the system. We just have a few.
But do we have a lot of people reporting with snake bites or dog bites?
It's not common.
It's not common.
Yes, and that is why, you know, let me give you an example. When you have malaria,
Yes.
because a lot of people have it, people get sick. The drugs are there. So anytime you have malaria, you can walk into a shop and get it. But with these NTDs, because they are not common, if you stock the drugs, they may expire. And so there are several issues. That is why we've grouped them under the neglected tropical diseases. Yes,
okay.
That's
Makes
a reason.
Sense.
It has a reason.
Okay.
And so they are not that common. And so, and diseases that don't cause pain, people don't pay attention. It's normal. When the HIV came and people were not seeing people having HIV, people didn't really care about it until it started affecting certain group of people that we had attention. COVID, if it wasn't the way it was, people wouldn't have paid attention to it. But you see the speed with which we attacked COVID.
Okay. So, for instance, if I get bitten by a dog around 1 a.m. and I rush to Tema General Hospital.
If you are fortunate that they have the anti-rabies.
No. Real, okay.
I'm telling you the facts.
Are you serious? So if I get bitten at 1 a.m. by a dog and I run there, I might be lucky if I have it. Is that what you're saying?
If you have it, yeah.
So in this case, if I go there and they don't have it, they do not have it, what do we do? What do I do?
They'll be looking for it from pharmacy shops and those things.
So would you advise if I get bitten by a dog, I go to a pharmacy instead of going to the hospital?
No, don't go to the pharmacy. They may not know how to administer the drug.
But if I go to the hospital, they don't have it.
No, they don't have it. So you go and buy from the pharmacy and then they will use it on you. Some pharmacies stock 1 or 2. So every now and then they will just have a few.
Wow. So what's the long-term plan?
That one is not in my hands to determine.
Whose hands is it in?
It has a lot of stakeholders. There are a lot of stakeholders.
When
it comes to babies like this, the health ministries, the veterinary.
So it falls.
It doesn't fall in. Health is sanitation, we have several other partners who are in charge, stakeholders. We have several stakeholders. And so when it comes, one thing I would say is that a lot of the problems that go on, the activities are not health-based. It's not within the service. We may not be able to do anything about it. But when the problems come, they will come to us. Like sanitation like this, we don't handle it. Yeah. So people will do whatever they will do. When they have issues, then it comes to health. And so, over the years, we have this stakeholders meeting. Okay. So we do talk, but if you are a doctor and the drugs are not there for you to use, what do you do? And you don't determine what drugs should come in. Yes, you tell them we need this, we need that. But it's the one holding the purse that decides what they think they can do. And in this world, diseases, we do this EPI, EPI, we do immunizations and those things. A lot of the diseases, it affects adults as well. But because we don't have the resources, we prioritize and we try that these are the vulnerable groups. And so let's treat those ones, and then we leave the adults to take care. If they should get it, then we manage them. So that's how it is. You can't do everything, or at the same time. We can't do all, and so we prioritize. So for neglected tropical diseases, there are diseases that we say are neglected because basically they don't cause pain, and they are worldwide, globally, be with it for the rest of your life if it's not treated. And so with time, we say that the prevalence is high because you get it and you continue to be in the community for as long as you live. But then getting it, the incidence, it's occurring, is not that much. Okay. But those ones that we can treat people en masse, we will go in once a year, twice a year, we will give everybody treatment to prevent the disease from occurring. We do. But some, you need to manage the individual. Otherwise, they will be in the community for as long as they live.
Okay. So apart from us not having the medication or the antidote sometimes when we go to the hospital, what are some of the other challenges that NTDs are facing that need to be cleared?
The challenge with NTDs, as I said, because they don't cause pain, we don't have much attention to it. But fortunately, some of them, we can easily manage them by using mass treatment, treating people en mass. And so what I would say is that you may not, and diseases, you don't manifest the disease immediately you get it, you get infected. And so when we are doing the MDs, if it's within your district, your catchment area, everybody should take part. Because you may not know whether you have it or not. So, and the drugs will not do anything. They won't kill you. Rather make you better. You feel better, yes. So you may not feel the symptoms. You may not feel anything, but you may have it. Because as a treaty, a disease like TB, it's not an NTD anyway. It was, but now it's no more an NTD. Maybe if you're 100 here, about 80, 90 of us may be infected with TB. But because our immunity is still strong, we will not manifest the disease. Once your immunity goes down, then you start manifesting the disease. And so we may have the condition, but we may not manifest it. So if they are treating, it's better you take the drugs, and then you don't manifest it. You don't get the disease at all. Yes. And so disease manifestation is different from getting the disease. You may get it, but you may not manifest it. So you may not know. Like people having cancer, they can have cancer and then for years they will be working normal. By the time they know that they have it, they are on their way to the grave. And so it's important that at least, like how we check these things. How for NTDs, generally, they don't kill. They don't.
So what's the awareness creation like? Do you find it yielding results? Are people in like hard-to-reach communities coming out more to report cases? What's the awareness creating?
We do create awareness, but as usual, it all depends on the resources available.
Again?
Yes. Everything boils down on resources. Therefore, the human resources is there. But with the human being, with the resource, physical, logistics, cash, we need cash, fuel, and all those things. You go, people's per diem and those. it's difficult getting all that to be able to do what you need to do. And with NTD'S, education is key. Education is key. When people have the education, they have the knowledge to take informed decisions. Once they see any symptom, they will report. But as I said, as usual, they don't cause pain. Disease like elephantiasis,
Right.
it's LF, doesn't start with
The swelling immediately.
It doesn't. LF SARS, you get a swelling, then it will go on its own. Another time, 6 months, 1 year, then you get the swelling again. And it's painful. At that time, it's painful. And then with time, it will resolve on its own. It goes on for some time, original size. So it keeps on increasing yearly. It keeps on increasing. So by the time you realize that this leg is becoming bigger than this one.
It's far gone.
It's far gone. But we still are able to manage for it to at least regress. And it's difficult. Actually, NTD'S, but what I think is important is to educate people to know how it starts. Then we can report, even if you have pain. We don't have pain. Leprosy like this, leprosy, yours, buruli, they are all skin. They manifest on the skin. Leprosy doesn't manifest with the claws. Just like a skin rash, as people say, craw, whatever.
A craw.
A craw, they have several names. I mean, it can manifest like a fungal infection, can manifest like those things. Fungal infection, you have different wear, craw. They even can manifest like pimples, big pimples, which don't resolve. And you leave them, later you start having the claws. So you may not even associate the skin condition to the claws.
Leprosy or
Leprosy,
anything.
yes, you have the claws. People have problems with the eye, they can't close their eyes, that kind of things. And so it doesn't start with the claws. It starts with just a skin manifestation. Really the same, yours the same. But then the aftermath, the complications, you may not be able to do anything about it. Half of Buruli, you can break into the ulcer, you will see the ulcer, but maybe you may not be able to manage the ulcer and you live with it and then you have these what you call functional limitations. You can't bend your joints, you can't move the joints, your legs and those things, or maybe it affects your eye. And so you may not be able to function as you should.
Right.
Yours too, when you get it, you can have problems with your bones. But generally, I think the one that is not really nice is the gangosa. They used to call it kokram. Gangosa.
Right.
The breakdown of your bridge of the nose. So you see the inside of the nose. The nose is gone. The nose goes away, and then you can see inside.
There's the bridge. Looking like a skeleton, the skeleton of the
nose. You don't see this.
We need to have a part 2 and a part 3 of this conversation, so we get to create more awareness on NTD'S. Our time is spent now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. We'll definitely see you again. Thank you so much. We've been having a conversation and creating awareness on NTD'S and also strengthening Ghana's fight against NTD'S. Our guest has been Dr. Nana Konamakote. She's Programs Manager, Buruli Ulcer, and yours.